Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Untitled Tarot. Now this is a general reading for the sign in the title below because this is a bulk introduction. As ever, there'll be a timestamp down below so that you can watch more than one and get past all my waffle. Because I'd like you to watch your sun, your moon and your rising, especially rising. Sun and rising, most importantly, moon as well, because that can influence sort of the way that you're feeling, the more internal inside stuff. But anyway, on I think it's 30th of June, so Monday, the second of 3 Jupiter Pluto conjunctions go exact. So at the moment Jupiter is retrograde, so it's gone past Pluto, it's coming back again, it's going to go straight past, and then later in the year it's going to go past again and conjoin one last time. So we're in the middle of the story. I've already done the readings because I often think after I go through the zodiac readings, I normally do the intro first, then do the readings, and then I'm like, oh, I want to do an epilogue. I want to do a comment on the themes that I've seen coming out. So I thought, well, why not do the intro second? It's very much we are being tasked to work. We are taking things on board. Our roles are being made clear to us. And when I say that, they're being made clear to us by us or the planets, but it's not like it's getting imposed in from on high. It's all like activating soul contracts and all the hippie stuff, but you know, it's where you feel right, where you have the ability to take power in your own world and just work hard. We are all going to be working the land. Now, just a note, from Aries through till, I didn't realise until Sagittarius, so Aries through Scorpio, I got the houses sort of wrong. So unless you use an equal sign system and your sun, moon or rising sign is 24 degrees or past, where I said the first house, it would, where I said the second house, it would be the first. Where I said the third house, it would be the second, and so on and so forth. But I'm sure there was a reason for it because I sat down and I worked it out, and then somewhere along the line it got mixed up. So ignore what I say about houses in terms of the astrology, but don't ignore it in terms of the reading that I give you, because there will be a reason for it. There will be a reason that, you know, it's either not going to affect the reading at all, or it's going to help me shape the reading that I give to you. As a general reading rules apply. You know, roles can be reversed, timing's hardly absolute, and hey, this one's going to last us till, I think it's either October or December, the next conjunction. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it's December. You can ask a question before this reading, so if you want to do that, pause the video, think about all the questions that are around you, be aware of all of them, pick one of them, focus on it to put energy into the process, and hopefully I will return that energy to you. And if I don't, the universe will somehow. I am not going to guarantee that your question gets answered, or that the question you choose is the one that gets answered, because the cards will answer what they want and not necessarily what you and I. So that's why I say be aware of all of the questions. Now, what I am going to do is read the symbols of this degree. So from inside degrees, 24 degrees something is the 25th degree of Capricorn. And in inside degrees, the image is a woman wearing a mask made out of butterfly wings. Now that immediately leads me to, okay, wearing a mask, adopting a role, hiding something, fighting crime, you know, because of course I would think that way. Butterfly wings, transformation, spirituality. You know, it's literally a mask composed of souls, which can be a good thing. I would hope it's a good thing. You know, it's like taking on board the qualities and the duties and responsibilities of civil rights campaigners who passed before us, or environmental activists who passed before us, whoever. So, a woman wearing a mask made out of butterfly wings, wrapped about in customary trappings, made to look and act the part superbly, programmed to do everything on cue. Taking yourself in hand and subordinating all other factors to ambition, power and worldly position, in a premeditated, systematic, super-orderly fashion, fitting the role. So good at this you fool yourself. The perfect wraparound setup of simply turning yourself into what everyone needs to see. There's definitely two ways you can interpret all of this. The perfect wraparound setup of simply turning yourself in is what everyone sees, yeah. But because there is so much manipulation and control in it, this can become highly corrupted. It all depends on the motivation. At best, you will become a viable role model for a given set of characteristics of an advanced kind to be embodied perfectly. But at worst, you will deceive and beguile and manoeuvre so smoothly that no one will know who you serve, who your master is, and where this all comes from at all. Now, Astrotheme says it is in an amphitheatre, an arrow is shot by an invisible hand. So it's taking aim, practice. It's the manoeuvring of spirit in your life. I could waffle for ages, especially that mask one. There is an element of fake it till you make it. There is an element of do not deceive yourself. There is an element of I can see that this needs to be done, and I can see that this is the person I need to be in order to get it done. So have a look at each reading, see what you think. Obviously, I'm going to ask you to like the videos if you do like them. Subscribe if you like what you see, because the subscribes and the like buttons really do help the video and the channel irrespectively, sorry. And comment, because it's always good to receive your feedback. Sometimes YouTube is a bit slow to alerting me that I have the comments, but you know, I will get back to you sometimes as late as 3 weeks later, but I try to do it quicker than that, I really do. But in the meantime, I think that's everything I've got to say. Oh yes, down below, details about the reading, obviously, details of how to contact me, and a link to a Facebook group where I post these videos and the astrology videos I watch, and various other things that I find of interest. So I don't really use the community tab, but one thing I would ask with this one also, I'm thinking about starting to do live streams, so let me know if you're interested in that. And obviously I'm still working on, although I haven't done any for a week or so, Chinese and Western zodiac combinations. So again, comment and let me know if there's any I need to put on my list. All right, I'll bring up the cards. And welcome Libra Rising and Libra Moon if you've just joined us after the timestamp. Now, if you are Libra Rising, this is happening in your third house, your potential to learn something, and your local neighbourhood. And learning is very much on the cards here, for want of a better phrase. Let's just have a look at the bottom of the decks. Ace of Wands surging forward, the Star, Wisdom coming in, Master of Crystals, which works out as King of Pentacles. It's time to build. And I believe that what you will be achieving is some form of clarity about, now how do I phrase this? Some form of clarity about what it is you're actually doing, what you are trying to accomplish. It strikes me that there's a lot of power behind you, certainly on this side. Here we have the Five of Coins, Page of Wands. So it's almost like you start on something and your forward motion gets arrested very slightly. But you are receiving recognition. You are receiving, after some time alone, some time in introspection, some time of getting all the details together so that you are working on a firm knowledge base. But again, there's the image of rest and recuperation with that Four of Swords. But you are achieving recognition, and you are being shown, well, the completed world in the Nostradamus tarot deck it's the world card, but it's pretty much the Holy Grail. It's it's the culmination, but this is only a clarifying thing, clarifying card. You are working towards it with the motion of the three, and bear in mind, 3 of crystals, 3 of coins, so this is the same card twice. Basically, there's the recognition and there's the forward motion that is active and doing. Admittedly, it's not the fastest of forward motions. That would you'd look more towards wands or swords for that. And indeed, you have so I didn't notice that angel number 333, whatever that means. But I'm sure it's about moving forward and manifesting. And you finish up with Master of Flames, King of Wands here. So you are manifesting. But in the process of this, you are giving up a dream. You are in a position of going, yep, I don't want that bit anymore. I don't need that bit anymore. I've accepted its loss and I am moving on. 5 of Cups here, 8 of Cups here. So you are achieving clarity, King of Swords, about how you are moving forward while you are gaining recognition after a period of study, introspection, and it's almost like you are finding a mission for yourself, but that mission does come, it's almost your efforts here that you are working towards do get shaped by some form of pain and heartache, some form of loss, some form of something that almost makes you go, do I want to take that last step? And the thing is that what these cards are recommending is that yes, you do take that last step, but in the act of taking that last step, you are giving up on something. So it's almost, if I complete this dream, I'll no longer have this dream to work towards, and what do I do then? That's fine, because didn't you want to complete the dream? But the fact is that trying to achieve what you was wanting to achieve is not without loss, is not without pain. But you will be manifesting, but you're also giving something up and mourning the loss of something. So it could be that the fact is the dream is now over. If you've achieved the dream, that's it. It's over. You've got to go find a new one. Because you can't just keep achieving something you've already achieved. You've done it now. Finished. Over. But there is wisdom definitely coming in for you with the star here, with the abbess of stars here. But again, this abbess of stars is very much about loss. It's about the death of things. But I will say it's not necessarily the death of people, it's the death of things, like the death of a dream, because it is finished. And you are getting yourself into a position where you are far more able to manifest whatever it is that you're trying to, what you are aiming for. But you are also, you're also drawing back, because it's almost as if you've got yourself into this position where you'd wanted to achieve everything once you got there. And you've got there and you go, actually, I'm going to specialise. I'm just going to put my focus on a couple of things. 2 of Cups here. Because I don't want to... Some of the things that I wanted to achieve once I got here, I don't want to achieve them anymore. They're either not necessary, or you don't want to pay the cost of what it would be to achieve them. Even though you are achieving your dream, it's almost your dream is getting to some form of platform, right? Once you're on that platform, you was going to do 15 jobs, and all of a sudden you find that your list is only 4. Because the other 11 jobs, you don't want to do it. Either it doesn't need doing, or doing it would turn you into someone that you don't want to be. That's really quite interesting, because 5 of Cups here, 5 of Coins here. So this challenge that you are facing, but the world is saying, yeah, you go face it. People are recognizing you and saying, yes, you go do this. You go chase after your holy grail. Now let's have a look at the couplets that are associated with these cards. So I'll start with the Holy Grail card, the completed world. When the sun reaches its zenith, then will my deep prophecies be accomplished. Is it possible that you were seeking after this recognition, and once you get this recognition, you're just like, better make sure I'm earning my keep now? You know, that strikes me the image very much of winning an election and then your work begins. Campaigning was one thing, but you have won the election to do stuff, you know, in government or what have you. So now's where a new form of work begins, and you don't get that much rest. So if you are in a rest period at the moment, take advantage. Seriously take advantage. Study the world, let information come to you, but take advantage, because the recognition is coming for you, and it is absolutely pouring down with rain at the moment. So my microphone's pointed that way. You may hear the rain landing. But I think that this is symbolic of this reading, the way that things are given up at the end. You could say that that's the image of once you get to Washington or once you get to Parliament, you start to realise how many things you can't accomplish. And that's not where I'm going. It's not that you can't accomplish them, it's that you don't want to accomplish those things. Not all of them, because of the cost that is obvious to you, and because you are being given a slightly new mission, which is being built on what you was aiming for, but it's not quite what you was aiming for. It's an evolution of that and a specialization of that. So the 3 of Stars is not a happy card. It's the 3 of Swords, and it says here, oh no, wrong, here we go. This is the card of disharmony, sorrowful events, sadness and breaking apart. But it's really interesting how that breaking apart is right there under the card of unity. It's almost, it makes me feel, certainly with Page of Coins and 9 of Wands at the bottom, 9 indicating the rebirth and almost the nearly at completion. It's also that divine influence in number 9. With the Page of Coins, which is my level up card, which is you go from being the expert in one thing to the beginning at the next level. But the couplet is, rule and law will be raised up under Venus, Saturn will have empire over Jupiter. And considering we're talking about the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, that's interesting. Saturn is returning all back to that point in Capricorn as well. There are more things to be destroyed. I mean, I think we know, we can take that as a given anyway, just watching the news, never mind the astrology. But there are more things to be destroyed, but these hit closer to home, but essentially are a better thing. It's almost like, time to put away childish things. Some of those dreams that you did have, you suddenly go, not such a good idea after all. The main thrust you're sticking with, but there's a lot of details you're abandoning. So the final with the abbess. The lady is greatly afflicted by death, mother and guardian to a departed bloodline. Now this is embodied by Abbess Hildegard of Bingen, who was a teacher, musician, composer, artist, and an expert doctor and herbalist, and as well as a visionary whose perception equalled that of Nostradamus himself. He may well have known her writings. Now, that is really interesting. Part of the reason that your end goal is changing is because of what you can see coming from what has been destroyed so far. So you are setting yourself up in a way of planning. You're planning for the future at the end of this, and you're planning for the future in a whole different way to what you was doing before. Okay, Libra, if this means anything to you, comment down below. I've no doubt given you the like, share, subscribe speech. And your monthlies will be out soon. Good luck. Cheers.